How's your training going? Woohoo! That was a personal best. Morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Thursday it is, which means it's my last full day of training before deload Friday and deload Saturday. So that's a good feeling. And it is scorching over here at Avoca Beach. Apparently it's going to be like 40 degrees Celsius today, which I think is well above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Pretty hot day. Woo! All right. But on the plus side, for some reason it seems like there's less mozzies today. So, I've just got to try to get through this workout as early as possible in the day before it gets way too hot. And then I'll try and get my other workout done later on in the evening when it cools down again, hopefully. Although on really hot days in Australia, it doesn't really cool down that much until much later at night time. How are you guys going? How's your training going? How's everything going this year for you? I'm very happy with my commitment to sticking to my 2 sessions a day, and that I've managed to keep doing that so far. This will be my 4th week in a row. It's a good feeling getting to the end of January and having stuck to your fitness goals. Alright, let's see how my calluses hold up today. The hardest part with all this daily hanging is the calluses and the pain and discomfort in your hands. So every day when I do this is the toughest one. I'm always like, oh, how are my hands going to hold up when I start my set? And so much of training is just finding that spot where you can endure the discomfort daily and not, go to a point where you injure yourself or hurt yourself. I'm really only getting like 5 seconds per hand today instead of my usual 10. But it's working. Whew. Last set of hanging. Here we go. Oh. Squat hands up. So much of mobility is just daily greasing the groove. You just have to go through the motions of doing your exercises over and over and over again. And the improvements are so small that you don't notice them from week to week. Even, maybe from month to month you don't notice them. But when you look back after a year or 2 years and you go, wow, and you realize how far you've come. Woo! Now I'm into my shoulder mobility and all these movements. Everything that I'm doing, these are the areas of my body that I need the most work. So it's different for everyone, right? Everybody needs different amounts of work on different areas. And I'm using a end range contraction here. End range contractions should be really hard for you. If they're not as hard as what it looks like for me doing here, then I'd argue that you're not really at your end range. Oh, it's so hard. I'm onto some hip internal rotation. So this is a really strong end range contraction here. Oh, that 6 rep wasn't the best, but I'm so much stronger with this exercise than I ever used to be. It's a very encouraging for me when I do this, because God, when I started doing this exercise years ago, this was one of those exercises. It's like a muscle up when you can't do one and you try it and you just think, how on earth can anybody do that move? That's what those first knuckle push-ups were like for me when I first tried them on my feet. It's interesting, isn't it? I was just thinking about how when I learned that move from Ido Portal for the first time, it's the first time I learned it. Must have been in 2017, I think, when I did the Movement X workshop. That was my first introduction to like movement training. And, you know, if you go back before social media was a thing and you could find out about, you know, coaches online that you can work with, you used to go to the circus and see like these people doing these incredible things, and or watch the Olympics and watch the gymnasts on the Olympics, and you just wonder how they ever got there. And like for me as a kid when I was growing up, I used to just go to the park and try things. I had no idea about the process of how to get there. And I injured myself so many times because I used to try acrobatics. And now we live in this world where you can just go online and find a good coach and work with them. It's pretty cool. It's pretty incredible how far we've come like that. So I'm straight from my wrist prep straight into my warm-up handstand. So I'm doing 3 handstands today. So this is only my warm-up set on the wall, just to get everything locked in and, you know, feel the straight line so that I can hopefully recreate it in my free handstand holds. Oh. All right. So now I'll take a 2.5 minute break, and we'll just do just a little bit of mobility. So let's do just a gentle pancake. I shouldn't say mobility, this is just a passive stretch. It's a good time to just do some gentle stretching when resting between handstand sets. And I'm not warmed up in my hamstrings. I haven't done any hamstring warm-ups today, so can't do best effort, but that's fine. Can just relax and still get a little bit of a stretch while I'm resting. It's good to do some like lateral reaches as well in your pancake like this, because it really stretches out all the muscles down the side of your body and gets quite a targeted stretch on that one leg on the hamstrings. But until you can at least sit up straight with a straight back in a pancake, this will probably be impossible for you. Like you want to, your first goal with a pancake is to be able to do this, to be able to sit up with it so you're not rounding, and you can put your hands on the ground in front of you and lean forward just a little bit. That's the first pancake goal. Ready, Mozzie? Such a hard thing, the handstand. So much more work involved in it than what I anticipated when I started out. I really thought, a year of practice and I'd be really good at handstands. So much work. But I think with movement training, like, if you want to be real about it, everybody gets to a point where they realize that it's 10 times more work than what they thought it would be when you start. And yeah, you I gotta keep remembering to change the angle of the camera. Yeah, with movement training, most people realize pretty quick that it's about 10 times more work than what they thought when they started. But that's when the real work starts. It's when you actually understand what's involved and you accept that it's going to take you a lot longer to achieve your goals than what you thought it would. When you come to that place, that's a good place, because then you can really sort of detach from that end result and just focus on the process, like what you see me doing every day. And that's the real work. That's where the magic happens. That's when you start to see some really big changes, after a 6-month period or a 1-year period. So I've already seen improvement in this first month of January, just from consistently training twice a day, Monday to Saturday. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Woohoo! That was a personal best. 38 seconds. First time, 38-second handstand. Woohoo! Oh, what a great handstand workout. 2 sets were very, very good. I'll take it. Oh man. Oh, it's getting really hot now. It's 10 a.m. and the temperature's heating up. I wonder what the temperature is. Oh my god, it's already 30 degrees. What's 30 degrees in Fahrenheit? $86 degrees. It's 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius at 10 a.m. Whew. What's the prediction for today? Hot. Gonna be hot. Woo! Oh man. All right. I do like that I get a lot of cardio training from doing this float. It's not the same as like going for a run or doing high interval training, but I'm going to start doing flow integration soon again, which is where I do 2 minutes of just integrating all different moves. And that is serious cardio. 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off for 5 rounds. Woo! It's brutal. Okay, come on. Oh. I think I missed a set because I was bloody blabbing away. I think I'm going for a swim with my son straight after this, so I'm looking forward to that. Going down to the beach. Oh, I'm going to need it, the way I'm feeling. It's funny, I know a lot of our audience are up in the northern hemisphere, so it must be winter for you guys. Well, it's winter for you guys now, so it must be cold. You're sitting here watching me sweat. Oh, this has been one of the hardest flow moves for me to learn. There's so many things to go on, and it still doesn't look anything like my teachers. So, still got some work to do, but just got to do repetition, repetition, repetition. Okay, here we go. Oh. Oh.